All right. Hello there, everybody. Coach Luis here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. Welcome to this week's stretch, or one of this week's stretch breaks, I should say. Now, before we get started, if there's anything you guys feel needs a little bit extra love or stretching, go ahead and drop it in the chat, or you can come off mute. We're always open to suggestions here, always looking to do what works best for everybody. So I'm going to give you guys a second here. Got a good plan going today. Probably going to do some spine stuff, some steep squat, which is, I know, everyone's favorite. A little bit of rotation, maybe some bretzel. All right, I'm not seeing anything so far, so let's go ahead and jump in. What we're going to start with today, guys, we're going to be lying on our stomachs on the ground in a prone position. So take a moment, find some space here. Coming all the way down onto our stomachs. For this one, want to be motionless from the waist down here. So we can feel, obviously, the front of our hips connected to the ground. We want to keep those hips connected to the ground as we bend the spine up here. So hands planted up around head level. What we're going to try and do is push ourselves up using those hands and those shoulders. Try and straighten out those arms with the hips staying connected to the ground. Now, if the hips start to come up a little bit, go ahead and bend those arms just to make sure that those hips can stay connected. It's not a must that we straighten out the arms, but we do want to keep those hips connected to the ground. We want to be easy on that spine. So let's take a breath. Nice long exhale, and then let's lower ourselves down nice and slow and controlled. We're going to do a couple more of these here. We're just trying to get some medium bend into that spine going backwards. So let's take a breath to prepare. And on that exhale, let's push up once again, keeping those hips connected to the ground. If you can manage to look straight, take a nice deep breath. All good things here. Let yourself down nice and slow, nice and controlled. And we're going to do one more. So let's breathe to prepare. Big push, keeping those hips connected, straightening the arms out if we can, looking forward, taking a nice breath. And on that exhale, we can slowly lower ourselves down. Spend just a second here on the ground, letting the spine reset. Good job, you guys. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to get into a deep squat position. So let's stand all the way up. Make sure you have a little bit of room in front of you, though, because what we're going to be doing is coming down onto the hands out of that deep squat position. So might need to take the feet a little bit wider. We still want to screw those feet into the ground. Let's drop those hips as low as we can manage. We're still trying to keep that spine nice and straight. Deep position here, knees pushing out over those lateral toes here. It's about as deep as I can get. All right, next what we're going to do, slightly lean forward. Let those hands catch you. We're now in this kind of quadruped position. The core is tight. And then we're going to rock back into that deep squat. There we go. Further loosening up those hips a little bit. We're probably feeling it in the inside of the hips. Do the best you can. Let's try and keep those feet down nice and stable, knees out. Let's rock forward one more time. Catch yourself on those hands. Core is nice and tight. You can see my back is flat as a board. Good job, you guys. All right, one last time. We're going to rock back into that deep squat. Maybe we're thinking a little bit lower now, or maybe it feels maybe a little bit more comfortable. That is our goal. Still trying to create that tripod through the foot. All right, guys, next step, let's tighten up that core, big squeeze in those glutes, stand all the way up. Bring those hips all the way under us. Good job, good job. All right, shake those hips out for a second. I'm sure you might be feeling a little bit rusty. All right, there we go. Good job. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come down to the ground and get a little bit of rotation into that spine. So hands and knees here. What we're gonna start out doing is taking one hand, I'm starting with my left, placing it on the back of my head or the back of my neck here. And in order to twist through the spine here, we're going to try and open up towards the ceiling with that elbow, pushing away from the ground with the opposite arm. Now, we're just trying to rotate as much as we comfortably can here. You can start to kind of move at your own speed if you'd like. I wouldn't push it too far. We don't want to pull any muscles here. But we're just trying to just rotate. See how much that middle spine section will allow us to look up at the ceiling if we can. Let's do a couple more and then we'll switch it over to the other side. Breathing as we go, focusing on how it feels. If there are any kind of rusty feeling parts, with each twist, maybe we're going a little further. Let's make this one our last one. Well done, you guys. All right, let's take that hand off the back of the head. We can plant it on the ground under that shoulder. We're gonna do the same thing now, other side. So opposite hand, back of the head or the neck. Elbow is gonna open up towards that ceiling. Just twisting as much as we comfortably can here to start. Lots of rotation, and with that hand that's supporting us on the ground, you want to push away from that ground. Don't get lazy with that opposite shoulder joint. We're just here rotating as much as we can. Maybe trying to go a little bit further each time. I know mine's starting to feel maybe a little bit looser. Nothing crazy. Just doing the best we can here today. Let's do 2 more. Good. One more time to rotate here, guys. Let that hand stay glued to the back of your head. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, you guys. So got a little bit of time left. Let's go ahead and get into that bretzel. So what we're going to need is some space on the ground here, and we're also might need something that can support the head. If you want to keep that head supported, you can also lay that head on the ground or let that head hang out in the air. What I'm going to do to set this up, I'm on my right side. That bottom arm, my right arm here, it's going to come across the body and anchor that left leg or that top leg to the ground in front here, that knee to the ground in front. So I got my left hand free, my right ankle is free. I'm going to bend my right knee, grab onto that right ankle or that right foot with my left hand. From here, keeping that front knee anchored, we're going to try and open up, try and take that back shoulder to the ground. Look up at the ceiling or the sky, turn that head as much as you can. And in this position, we're just going to hang out. We're going to breathe. Nice long exhales, guys. I know this might be tense in some spots, but focusing on that breathing will help take some of that tension away. If you guys are having trouble reaching on and latching onto that bottom foot or bottom ankle, a hand towel is usually the best solution, wrapping that around the foot or ankle, and then holding on to the towel itself. Gives you a little bit more extension on that reach. Let's continue to breathe. Still trying to twist and open up just as much as we comfortably can. Well done, you guys. Let's do 2 more breaths. Beautiful work. All right, you guys, we can let go of that tension a little bit. Slowly let go of that bottom leg. We can turn back over onto our sides. We can let go of that front knee. And from here, you guys can flip onto the other side. I'm going to take a moment, flip myself around so you guys can see the front side still. And then we'll get into the same thing. So same deal, just opposites here on this front side. So now it's my right knee that's being anchored out in front. I'm lying on my left side. Left hand is going to come anchor that front knee. That's my bottom arm. So now my bottom leg, bend that knee. Try and get that right hand to grab that foot or that ankle. And then from here, we're pulling that heel into the glute. We're trying to twist and open towards the ceiling or the sky. Ooh, this is my tighter side. Whether it's your tighter side or your looser side, you guys, let's just breathe. Let our exhales take care of that tension as time goes on. Feel free to close those eyes. Do your best to relax here. Good job, you guys. Breathe heavily into that torso. Big inflation, like a balloon. Let's do 2 more breaths. Well done, you guys. Keep going, 1 more. Good. All right. Slowly, we're going to come out of this position first by releasing that heel that's near our glute, letting that bottom leg straighten out or relax. We can turn over back onto our sides, unanchor that front knee. Feel free to stay in that position, turn onto your back, hang out for a moment. But that is all the time I have left for this stretch break this morning. So thank you guys so much for coming. Don't forget, we do have Exercise with Exos going on at 12 noon, another stretch break with me at 2:30 p.m. And then we also have abs, core, and mobility with Brittany at 4:30 p.m. So all those times are in Pacific. Don't forget to check out our SharePoint site, which you can find by searching Exos at Autodesk on Autodesk One to find out about all our program services and events in the future. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for coming. Good job, everybody. We'll see you guys in the next one.